Hello my dear children, welcome back in my SST class. Today we are going to discuss the second chapter of your history book, and that is New Kings and Kingdom. So what we will study in this chapter? We are going to discuss the emergence of new dynasties, administration in the kingdom, the prasastis and the land grants, the warfare for wealth, and last one, the case study of Cholas. But my dear children, before entering the main content, we are going to discuss some important terms. Let's recall. First one, the dynasty, a family of rulers who rule over a country for a long period of time. Example, I think you read about in class 6th, Gupta dynasty. Isn't that? Kingdom. Any country which is ruled by a monarch, a king or queen is considered to be a kingdom. Last one, empire. An empire can be said is a large kingdom. It is traditionally larger than a kingdom and may consist of many different regions. Example, the British Empire. Between 700 and 1200 CE, a number of smaller kingdoms emerged across the subcontinent. I think you know the meaning of subcontinent. Subcontinent means a distinct large landmass that forms a particular continent. So these kingdoms brought about numerous changes in the country's social, economic, political and cultural life. Now we are going to discuss the first topic, the emergence of new dynasties. So in this paragraph means the emergence of new dynasties. The main question is who were the Samantas? So by the 7th century, there were huge landowners or warrior boss in various areas of the subcontinent. So what is the meaning of landowners? Landowners means jamidar, and warrior boss means yodha, we can say the soldier. Existing rulers frequently recognize them as their samantas or subordinates. They were required to bring present for their rulers or the overlords and furnish them with military help. तो क्या करते थे? वो प्रेजेंट लेके आते थे किंग के लिए और मिलिटरी हेल्प भी देते थे. Gain power and wealth, declare themselves as महासामंता और महामंडलेश्वरा. तो डे बाय डे उनका मतलब उनका मीन्स ऑब्वियसली द सामंतास का पावर बढ़ते गया और एक दिन वो डिक्लेयर कर दिया खुद को महासामंता और वी कैन से द महामंडलेश्वरा. Some such kingdoms were those Rashtrakutas, Chalukyas, Gujjara Pratiharas. Now we are going to discuss some instances or we can say example from your book. Look at the book page number 17. One such instance was that of the Rashtrakutas in the Deccan. Initially they were subordinate to the Chalukyas of Karnataka. In the mid-8th century, Dantidurga, a Rashtrakuta chief, overthrew his Chalukya overlord and performed a ritual called Hiranya Garva. Literally means the golden womb. When this ritual was performed with the help of Brahmanas, it was thought to lead to the rebirth of the sacrificer as a Kshatriya, even if he was not won by the birth. What is the meaning of that? So before the Rashtrakuta, the Karnataka, this place was ruled by the Chalukyas and Rashtrakuta जो थे वो चालुक्य के subordinate थे. Got it now? So Dantidurga was one of the chief of Rashtrakuta and by birth वो क्षत्रिय नहीं थे. तो एक जो रिचुअल है हिरण्यगर्भ ये परफॉर्म करने के लिए बोला जाता था जो अगर होना चाहते थे क्षत्रिय. So this by this rituals anyone obviously called themselves as the Kshatriya. Example, just like Kadamba dynasty from Karnataka and the Gujjara Pratihara dynasty in the Rajasthan. Two kings were there, Mahusharman and Harichandra. Okay, both were Brahmins, but they gave up their traditional profession and took to arms. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, administration in the kingdom. The lords at peak received huge title like Maharaja Adhiraja Tribhuvana Chakravartin. But remember, in spite of this title, the rulers imparted energy to their samantas with relationship of worker, broker or we can say the traders or the brahmanas. ओके सो किंग जितना भी टाइटल गेन कर ले तो उनका जो एनर्जी और वो पावर है वो सामंताज के बिना नहीं चलता था. Okay, so resources were gotten from the makers who were induced the surrender some portion what they delivered. Okay, this asset were utilized to back the Lord's foundation and build sanctuaries, fortifications, and the war wages. We discussed earlier that Samantas were required to bring present for their king. Isn't na? So the state's resources were obtained from the producer. That is peasant means the landless farmer, cattle keepers and artisans. Now we are going to discuss the next topic, Prasastis and land grants. Prasastis means the Sanskrit poem written by the Brahmins in praise of the king. Okay, so Prasastis reveal to us how rulers needed to portray themselves as the achievers, victorious, or the violent. The lords frequently compensated Brahmins by gifts of land. तो जो ब्राह्मण उनका प्रेज करते थे तो उसको कंपेंसेट क्या करते थे, लैंड दे देते थे. कौन? Kings. These were recorded on the copper plates which were given to the individual who got the land. So my dear children, in this video, we have learned the emergence of new dynasties, administration in the kingdom, the Prasastis and the land grants. So that's enough for today's class. We'll meet in our next class.